Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled Har Habayit number 43, Escaping from Another Historical Mistake, Part 3. In the mini-series of historical mistakes, we discussed in video number 41 and number 42 that we've made historical mistakes several times in our history. We're human beings, it's only natural, and we look back and we see, wow, how did we do that? Or how did our forefathers do that? How did the previous generation do that? In our own generation, how many great Jewish people looked so negatively on the Zionist movement, and I understand they were nervous in the beginning where it was going to head, a Jewish state, not a religious state, but even as it's developing into a very religious state, still so many people are against it and negative and putting it down and don't see the beauty. As I personally think these people are in the middle of a historical mistake for not seeing what it is, the greatness of Medinat Yisrael and all the brachot. Yes, there's challenges. So how do you get out of historical mistake? And specifically, I'm referring to Har Habayit. Our holy, holy, holy brothers that just avoid the topic, avoid the place, just don't get into it, don't look into it, don't talk about it. The holy, holy chief rabbi of Israel, Rav Yosef, said, not only do you not go up following the Rabbanut for many, many decades already, don't even talk about the topic. Don't discuss the topic. I love Rav Yosef, a giant, unbelievable Baki B'Torah. But I respectfully side with other Gedolim. So what do? How does one get out of this? Assuming that those of us believe that the time has come, possibly to go up, and certainly to learn, to be Doresh, to Rishatzion, to learn about it and look into it and analyze how do we get out of this? So I have a few suggestions. Number one, even if a person is in the camp where no, we don't go up, and that's it. It's wrong because of the suffix. We don't know the right place. Maybe we do know the right place, but we don't know how to feel it properly. Maybe a person is considered a zav and needs to wait 7 days and doesn't, whatever reason that one's posek says not to go up. Step number one is that there are gedolim on the other side, and at least understand that and appreciate it and say, wow, my Rebbe says not to go up, and I follow my Rav. I follow the guidance of my Rav, just like Pirkei Avos says to have a Rav. So I have my Rav, and I'm not a Talmud Chacham. I'm going to be able to argue. I can't. And here, so many rabbis say, no, that's what I'm doing. I can't. I have to follow my Rav. But at least I understand there's another side. I understand there's a Rav Dov Lior, Shlita, Kiryat Arba, just recently moved to Yerushalayim. I understand he's a giant, holding in Shas and Poskim, massive, massive individual. Rav Nachum Rabinovich, Rav Lichtenstein, and many giants. Maybe not the majority of the giants in Klal Yisrael, but many hold to go up. So I can't go up because I'm following my Rav, my Rebbes, my Poskim. I understand there's another side. At least it's a step in the right direction. To recognize there may be another side. There's a machlokas in Klal Yisrael. And it's not like this is the Shita and everyone else is crazy. That's step number one, to try to get out of the vicious cycle. Step number two is if a person is not independent and he can't paskin on his own, and he's going to follow what his Rav says, let him learn the sugya, let him go to shiurim on the sugya, let him go visit the Temple Mount, and learn all the material they have available, read all the pamphlets that are out there, all the sfarim that are out there, become a Talmud Chacham in this area. And even if a person says, I'm not going to paskin based on my learning, okay, follow my road. But become a lamdan in the area. At least you're involved in the Tzion Dirjur, to be doresh, to be looking into the sugya. So at least you're actively involved pursuing it. And more than that, once you're actively involved pursuing it, and you become a Talmud Chacham in the sugya, challenge the Rebbe. Challenge your posek. And what's going on? I told you, I live with an Itzarech. And finally, a person on a higher level that's at the level where he could go through a sugya and maybe paskin on his own. He's not just a bentor, he's a Talmud Chacham and an independent thinker. He's at the level, he has smicha, etc. So go through the sugya. Raise it back and forth, and if you don't get satisfying answers why it's not right to go up, and you see no, it's time to go up. There's a mitzvah to go up. And then that's what one would do. So to me, to end the cycle, I'm mentioning several possibilities. One is at least you recognize the Agedolim, who say you could and should go up. Two, even a Ben Torah who's not a big Torah Chacham is never going to pass against his Rebbe, and he shouldn't. Could be, depending on the level where he's at. Learn the sugya, bring it up with the Rebbe, but learn a big Torah Chacham. And then someone who's on a high level that could go ahead and maybe pass on his own and learn, go through the sugya, and at least realize, wait, this could be a historical mistake that many great people are making, Klal Yisrael's making. I don't want to be caught in it. And I'm going to look for the possibility that maybe there's something very big going on here and I'm missing it. And I'm going to look into the sugya firsthand. At least minimally, let's all be involved in the search and in the quest. And then, and maybe only then, are we going to merit the third Mikdash. Shalom.